Welcome to Plurped. I am Gianni Francis, and I am reading and reacting today to Harry Cole, Life Advice, Sense and Sensitivity. So let's just live react to this right now. Dear Harriet, I have a friend who recently confided in me about being molested as a child by a family member. He expressed the anger he feels towards his mother for not believing him when she was told what was happening. He often becomes angry and irate out of the blue when we talk. When I try to be compassionate toward him, he says he feels like I'm being condescending. At this point, I just don't know how to talk to him. Should I distance myself from him? Sincerely, hurt friend. Who is the hurt friend here? Are you the hurt friend? Are your feelings hurt because your friend who was molested is angry at you for trying to be compassionate? Alright, it's not. Alright, I hate saying this really so much, but it's not about you being hurt. Alright? Um, it's about your friend having been hurt in the past. Now, how do you talk to him? You don't be compassionate. That's how you talk to him. You be dispassionate and not cold autistic like. You have to be blunt and you have to say it how it is. All right. This person is no longer a child. So this is not a trauma that has happened to them recently. It's something that they have not forgiven people for in their life. They have not forgiven their mother for, not believing them. They have not forgiven the family member for molesting them. You, now, as a friend, can't be a bitch about it and be hurt. Oh, my feelings are hurt because you're mean to me, because you're mad. All right, they're mad because they can't forgive. So you have to say that, listen, this happened a long time ago. So are you going to forgive your mother? Are you going to forgive your creepy uncle? Or are you going to harbor resentment for the rest of your life and take it out on the people who are currently part of your life, who are presently in your life, who are being hurt by how who are being hurt by your meanness? Okay, you can even bring yourself up and say, listen, as your friend, I don't want to be around you because you get so angry about this thing that happened so many years ago. Let it go. Let it go. And I know people are going to say, oh, how dare you say he should let it go? Well, what's the alternative? Is the alternative having hate in your heart for the rest of your life? Is the alternative being mad all the time? That's the alternative. You have to let it go. You have to let things go. So don't be compassionate because you might be condescending and not realize it. Be blunt, get to the point, and just stop talking to him if he can't accept the bluntness that you are smacking him in the face with. All right, how does she respond? Dear hurt friend, remember that you are not a licensed therapist and that is what your friend needs. He has serious, unresolved issues that he must tackle in order to regain his mental health. Your good intentions are not enough to heal him. What you can do is encourage him to get professional help. That is such a cop out. That is such a cop out. Harriet, I'm sorry, but professional help is not good. It's you need to trust somebody to get out the problems that you're having in your life. And it takes time to trust somebody, and professional help doesn't really give you the time because it's kind of like professional help is kind of like going on an internet date with someone that you just met online. Like, you both know why you're there, and that makes it so much more sensitive. That makes it so much more, puts the pressure on. So professional help is the same way. It puts the pressure on. At least with a normal friendship with a person that you trust and respect, the pressure is off because you can be your sincere self with them. A therapist has to have time to get to know you. All a therapist is really good for is giving you drugs because you're insane. Okay, point out that as much as you care about him, you do not have the tools or experience to help him work through his problems. only time can help someone work through their problems. So, if you don't want to spend the time with your friend anymore, then don't. And then you can tell him to go to a therapist. But I honestly think that if you spend time with him and you're blunt with him, things will move quicker than it would if he goes to some therapist who just wants him to air out his feelings. Okay. Assure him that you do not mean to sound condescending when you talk to him. Yeah, you don't mean to sound condescending, but you are. That's kind of the unfortunate side of being compassionate. You are condescending. You have to relate it to yourself, tell someone how you've experienced something similar, and then say, sorry that happened, let's move on. I guess that's why you would want to go to a therapist, right? Because there is no moving on in a therapist. You just talk and talk and talk until you don't want to talk about the thing that's been bothering you anymore. Use that reality as proof that he needs to talk to someone who actually knows how to navigate his history with him in a constructive and useful way. Assure him that you want to remain his friend, but you are incapable of being his therapist. Then stop trying to be that for him. Indeed, if he pressures you to be a surrogate counselor to him, back away. Tell him you cannot and will not step into that role. Yeah, if the guy's being annoying, say, hey, you're being annoying, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Talk to your therapist about this. That's the only good reason to tell someone to see a therapist. If you're going to say, hey, if you're going to see a therapist, don't bring up your molestation anymore. All right, so I kind of half agree with myself and then half agree with Harriet. All right, this has been good so far. Very helpful for me, humbling for me. Let's do one more. Dear Harriet, I've been battling severe depression that causes me to lose my appetite. The weight loss has caused concern in my friends and family for all the wrong reasons. They think I'm starving myself on purpose. I'm not ready to talk openly with them about my battle with chronic depression. How can I get them off my back while I work to restore my mental health? Their accusations are only making me feel worse about myself. You come clean. You tell them, listen, I have not been eating because I'm so depressed I can't get out of bed. Then they will still not get off your back until you get into therapy, which might be good in this case because if you're battling severe depression, you might have severe depression and only drugs and prayer, but drugs will help to take you out of that severe depression. Prayer will too, but one thing at a time. So, get them off their back by telling them, I'm severely depressed and I need a therapist. Please leave me alone while I locate one. Alright, she says, Dear Deeper Issues, thank your loved ones for their concern and assure them that you are seeing a medical professional to address your weight loss. Ask them to back off. After you come clean about your depression, you should tell them to back off because the weight loss is a result of the depression. Tell them straight up that it isn't helpful for them to badger you about your weight or pass judgment about your life. Tell them that the best way for them to help you is to stand down. Assure them that you are working through your issues. Clearly, you've written to Harriet. Clearly, you know you're battling severe depression. So yes, I would agree that you are working through your issues. But come clean to them. They're your family. They deserve to know. Is that a statement that I will agree with in the future? If your family deserves to know things about you. I don't know. Let's continue and finish this video. Know that your assurances will only go so far. If you continue to lose weight or if your state of mind becomes more fragile, your loved ones will notice and do whatever they can to offer a lifeline. At some point, you may want to choose one trusted person to be on your team. Revealing your depression is not a sign of weakness. It can be a sign that you are including key people into the fold to be supportive. Yeah, what Harriet said. All right. Didn't really persevere for the end of that, but thank you for persevering till the end of this, and I'll see you guys next time. for more advice.